Shabhasha Gatasunna Gatasumsha Nanu Sochanti Panditaha. Translation purport given by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. Purport. The Lord at once took the position of the teacher and chastised the student, calling him indirectly a fool. The Lord said, you are talking like a learned man, but you do not know that who is learned, and who knows what is body and what is soul, does not lament for any stage of the body, neither in the living nor for the dead. Condition. As explained in later chapters, it will be clear that knowledge means to know matter and spirit and controller of both. Arjuna argued that religious principles should be given more importance than politics or sociology, but he did not know the knowledge of matter, soul, and the supreme is even more important than religious formularies. And because he was lacking in that knowledge, he should not have posed himself as a very learned man. As he did not happen to be a very learned man, he was consequently lamenting for something which was unworthy of lamentation. The body is born and destined to be vanquished today or tomorrow. Therefore, the body is not as important as the soul, and who knows is actually learned. And for him, there is no cause for lamentation, regardless of the condition of the material body. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकधामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यः एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवश्री गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पुंगं लंघयते कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दिनतं। हरे कृष्ण। Welcome to the words of the Lord. It's very interesting. The Lord is not telling, hey Arjuna, you've been lamenting for so much time. That's okay, relax. He's not using those kind of words here. Now, why is he not using those kind of words? That is also important to understand. Because Lord does have intimate relationship with Arjuna. Through that intimacy only, through that deep relationship between them, now Lord is speaking heavy words. Now, dear devotees, we need to understand one thing. Unless and until we hear the truth as is, we cannot even think whether we need to perceive the truth or not. For example, if you don't hear the truth as is, and the person should be compassionate, because you see, Srila Prabhupada is very compassionate. That's why if you see the purport is is not is not using is speaking heavy. That means our entire life we think that we are this body, but Prabhupada God is telling, Prabhupada is explaining in the purport that we are not this. We're not this body, but a powerful spiritual. I'll tell an example. Let's say if a person is speaking, not this body, but a powerful spiritual. Speaking for days, and all of a sudden you see that person. You can understand, hey, this person, wow, has seen this person. This is amazing. He's the one who spoke that we are not this body, but a powerful spirit soul. Now I see this person is putting hair dye to his white hair. Can't we make it up, dear devotees? Nobody is fool in this world. It's easy to make it up, right? If a person is putting hair dye, you can easily tell. That person thinks that nobody can understand, but everyone who's seeing, they will understand. Now, the moment you see, you'll understand. Hey, Bapre, he's putting hair dye. That means he's speaking, but he's not representing. So this is now we should understand. We should at least say, give the benefit of the doubt that at least, is having some faith and conviction. But that is not kept in the words, in acharana. Dear devotees, no matter where we are Indian, American, Australian, black, white, cat, doesn't matter. Whomever we are, if that particular person is actually following the words of the acharyas, we should give deep respect to that person. Doesn't matter who he is. He doesn't belong. He might be in a fallen family. He might be born in a family of dog eaters. He has done all sinful activities all through his life. He ate since his childhood. Is eating meat. Doesn't matter. If he has conviction on the faith of the acharyas, on the words of the acharyas, he is fully convinced with what Krishna is telling in Gita. He represents a pure soul. We should worship. We should offer respect. If we, for example, we should actually understand where, how, which way the respect also should come. For example, if a person is born in a great family, but his acharana is not good. I gave an example, right? Practical example. Like that, you might find so many examples. See, now that doesn't mean that we go and find every person. Oh, is it this? Is it this? Is it this? No, no, that is not the intention. Please, again, please don't, please, we shouldn't judge anyone like that. See, through natural understanding, you get to know the other person. See, how do we know who is this particular person? See, through his words, Baba, please understand. If he's speaking words, based on that you'll understand what kind of conviction he has in his. If his words, the words should be convincing, it should be pleasing to the other person. And that pleasing also should be absolute truth. Doesn't matter. He's speaking so many things of this world. Doesn't matter. That's not the point. What is the real point? Is he practicing sincerely or not? If he's practicing sincerely, if he's really dedicated, if he's trying to dedicate his life for the mission, then that person should be respected. Now, why am I telling that is there's a reason for that. Now, Arjuna is lamenting here. Now, should we respect Arjuna? Is he here Arjuna lamenting? Oh, we should respect Arjuna. Why? Because his lamentation is having problem. But where is he turning towards through his problem? He's turning towards the Lord or Lord's representative. Both are same. There's no difference. Again, I'm telling. There's no difference between Lord and his Lord's representative. Because if one turns to Lord representative means he's turning to Lord towards Lord only. Because the Lord representative will not take him anywhere else. He'll take him only closer to the Lord or to the acharyas. Both are same. There's no difference. The person should give us conviction on the words of the acharyas. That means, I remember one thing. I remember many years back, my spiritual master was telling in the class, the association should be chosen in such a way that the person who from which you are hearing, he should bring you closer to the acharyas and the Lord. If that is happening, then that is good hearing. If that person is not bringing you closer to the acharyas, if he is not bringing you closer to the Lord, if he is not bringing, that means you are not getting love towards the Lord, or you are not getting faith towards the words of Srila Prabhupada, then that is not good hearing. Then that is not good association. Why? Because that person should also be convinced. For example, if a person is convinced, he'll give that. If a person is not convinced, will he give that? No, he will not give. For example, if I'm telling I'm not this body but a powerful spirit, so if you see me putting hair dye, this, that, so many other things, doing so many other things to this body, is it making sense? What I'm speaking, what I'm doing, is it making sense? It's not making sense. That means, is it correct? It's not correct. That means, whom am I fooling? I'm not fooling anyone. I'm fooling myself only. Please understand. That means, a lot of people will say, see, I cheated that person very nicely. You see, I went to the store. I stole that $5 worth item and then kept it in the pocket. Nobody could realize that. Even the beep also didn't come. That means I cheated that. Okay, you are victorious over there. You stole $5 worth of item. You know what you have to repay for that? We have no idea after that. That means, whom are we cheating? That means I am doing an action. That action is leading to what? Is leading to another action, because that action is improper action. See, bhakti is something different. Bhakti is what means? Bhakti is also you're doing an action, but that will give devotion towards the Lord, but that will not increase your prarabdha. Please understand. That means already your activities, your actions are already there. That will not inculcate more things. That is a core problem. Because if it is inculcating more things, what is that? That's a problem. That means you are doing an action, that action should not yield another result. Now, I was reading Prabhupada's quote today in the morning. Prabhupada is telling, if a sadhaka at least chants offenselessly, at least for a moment, that is the key of understanding what is spiritual life is. What is that? If a person, at least one moment, with chanting every day, right? Every day with chanting Solamala, 16 rounds. At least one moment, did we had one moment in our life which is offenseless? That means, is it how do I know that whether my chanting is offenseless or not? We need to know the 10 regulative 10 principles. We all know. We discussed that also for like 10-15 days. The 10 offenses of chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Now, none of those things should be there in our life. When none of those things are there, and when we are fully concentrating on the holy name, then that moment when you hear, by not doing any of those things, your previous day is free from all of those things. Then you sat early in the morning, you woke up for Brahma you started chanting Hare Krishna. Previous day was very clean. At least one day that was very clean. And then now we are chanting. If we remember the Lord at that particular moment, remember the Acharyas, remember Srila Prabhupada words, because he gave that. Because that's his realization. That means what is he telling? At least one moment in our life, if we are free from these unwanted offenses through the holy names, then that is a gateway to spiritual life. That means you will actually experience the spiritual life. Now, how do I know whether I'm experiencing the spiritual life? Am I free from lamentation? Am I free from fear? Am I free from kama, koda, lobha, moha, madamatsara? Is any of these things affecting me? If they are not affecting me, and I am free from these anarthas, 10 offenses, offenseless chanting. That means this is called as Nama Bhasa. This Nama Bhasa will actually give you the spiritual gateway to spiritual realm. Now, who is all manifesting this? Who is all telling this? An Acharya. Acharya's words are what? The words of the Lord. There is no difference. This is how Yasya Prasadad Bhagavat Prasada. Yasya Aprasadad Nagati Kutopi. That means if these personalities are happy, Krishna is for sure happy. Now, how are these personalities happy? Simply following their words. If they are telling we are not this body, we are spiritual, yes, we need to act on that plan. We are not this body, but a powerful spiritual. That means sadhaka should be free from enjoying propensity. Enjoying propensity comes through senses. That represents bodily consciousness. Enjoying propensity should never come through senses. Govinda is a real sense. That means when this consciousness, when this Atma, which we are, is used in the service of the Lord, then naturally our transcendental senses will be happy. Sukshma, subtle. The subtle senses also, which are transcendental. The subtle senses will be happy. When the subtle senses are happy, then you don't care for these gross senses to be happy. You don't care that the spice should be very spicy, the prasad should be very spicy, or the prasad should be very salty, or the prasad should be very hot spice. No, you don't hanker for that. Actually, you cannot take that because you are already in sattva. The sadhaka in a sattva state, he cannot take that. How can he take that? He cannot take that. So what is happening? Likewise, naturally, his propensity to enjoy here is minimized. Now, Arjuna is speaking great words here. Now, why Krishna is chastising, we need to understand that also. Do we see here Krishna chastising Duryodhana? We don't. Do we see Krishna chastising Shishupala? No. Do you see Krishna chastising Kamsa? No. Do you see Lord chastising any of the demons? No. Why? Due to lack of relationship is first thing. Second thing is, even if you give chastisement, they are not in a position to accept. Third thing is, Lord is giving them independence. That means Lord is giving them independence, is giving an opportunity, just like Lord gave Shishupala to speak 100 offensive words. After that 100th offensive word was concluded in front of him, then he was shivered, his head was cut off. Now Krishna is not discussing Gita there. Please understand. There is no point of discussing Gita there because the person is not in a position to understand. Now this exact consciousness, Krishna came as Lord Chaitanya. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was about to devour Jagai and Mother, Krishna exactly. That's Krishna only, na. He's not a different person, na. Who is Lord Chaitanya? It's Krishna only, na. That same Krishna is telling, Chakra, where is Chakra? I'll cut off his head. Same. Just like Krishna killed Shishupala, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also killing Jagai and Mother. At that moment, Nityananda came. No, here Nityananda, Balramji, he didn't come. Because that state is different, that mood is different. Here, this mood is different. So merciful. Namo Mahavadana. Lord Nityananda is praying, is begging, is actually telling Lord Chaitanya, please. Everyone is Jagai Mata here. How many people you'll kill here? You didn't come to kill. You came to give. You came to give. Well, that is his causeless mercy, right? But here, Krishna is furious with Arjuna. Why? Through relationship. He's not speaking soft words here. Ashoshan, Anvashoshan, Pragnavadan Savash, Gata Sunna, Agata Sunsha, Nanu Sochanti Panditaha. He's telling you're speaking big words. What are you talking about? You're lamenting for what that not to be lamented. Why are you lamenting for something dead? If you are not killing them, 2 days, tomorrow somebody else will kill. Actually, I already killed them. You're just an instrument. If you're not doing, then somebody else will come and do. So why are you lamenting for that? Please understand this, dear devotees. Our entire consciousness is driven through this bodily concept, consciousness. Entire consciousness, bodily consciousness. I'll tell one thing which I was thinking about. A very interesting. Let's say you have this hand. You can raise the hand. There's no problem. For example, there's a problem in the elbow. Can you raise the hand? The moment you raise the hand, you feel a problem. Now, up until that point of time, do you think much about this hand when you're raising up and down? We don't think much about it. So, what kind of relationship you have with this hand? You don't have much. Whenever there is a need, you pick up this glass and then hold it in your hand. That's about it. And you have to hold Bhagavad Gita, you hold the Gita with your hands. That's about it. That is, what are you doing? Let's say you want to read Gita, you open up, you lift the Gita and then begin to read. That for that you are using your hands. But do you think about the hands? Do we feel for the hands? No. But if there is a problem to the hands, at that moment, is your consciousness there with your hands? Yes, exactly at that moment, the consciousness is coming. That means, when is that consciousness coming? When this hand is giving some problem. This hand is giving some problem. To whom? Is it to you? That who are you that? You are not this hand, but the hand is giving problem. That means up until this hand doesn't have any problem, you have no problem staying with this hand. But the moment this hand is giving problem, you either cut off this hand or you try to fix the hand, fix the problem. If the problem is very intense, let's say there is a cancer to this hand, what do? You cut off. Because if you do not cut off, or you have to fix this hand, if the hand is not fixed, you cut off. Because this hand is affecting your other parts. That isn't other parts you, other parts are also not you. That means only when problem is coming, that is when you are thinking about it. That means if there is no problem, do you think about it? You will not think about it. Just like you'll use the same example. Let's say you have white hair. You saw in the mirror. Then you want to fix it by putting a hair dye. If there is no white hair, do you try to fix it? You don't. That means if there is a problem, then only you try to fix it. Up until that point of that problem, you don't think about it. Let's say your kidneys are functioning. Do you think about your kidneys daily? Because through kidney only you're passing urine and stool. Urine and blood is purified. Kidneys purify, right? But do you think about it daily? We don't. Let's say there is a problem to the kidney. You go to the hospital and they said there's a problem to the kidney. You have to do dialysis. At that moment, you begin to think about kidneys. Because why? Because naturally those things are happening in the background. You're not worried about it. Because your consciousness is running, everything is going great. You don't think about it. But as and when the problem is hitting, that is when you begin to think about it. This is exactly happened to Arjuna. Up until that point of time, he's not thinking about that lamentation. But the moment he's being kept in that situation, he's been thinking about that lamentation. Now Krishna is telling, why are you lamenting for that which is not to be lamented? That means, is it not exactly toward what we are lamenting to this body? Or is it different? Exactly the same thing. That means Krishna is not only teaching Arjuna, he's teaching us also through this body, showing that Nilgovinda Das, this body will be deteriorated someday. Don't give so much mercy to this body. Just give some maintain, just maintain this. Maintain through the words of the acharyas. If they said eat once, eat. If they say eat fruits, eat. If they say drink milk, drink. If they say get up early in the morning, get up. If they say sleep early, sleep. If they say no sex life, no sex life. That means what are we doing? We are not giving importance to this body, but we are giving importance to the words of the person who gave this body. This is personalism. The moment you begin doing that, why you will not see Krishna in your life? Why you will not see the presence of the acharyas in your life? You will exactly see their presence in your life. Because what are you doing? You are simply repeating. But I was talking to my mother-in-law a couple of days back. Bhakti is not something extraordinary. Bhakti is not something which is there, only which is for so many big peoples, like big personalities. Bhakti is simple. How Bhakti is simple? Spiritual master said, you just do it. Acharya said, you just do it. That's it. You don't have to invent something new. You don't have to create something new. Jaydev Goswami Maharaj, who wrote Dashavatara Stotra, you know at what time, what instance he wrote that? His hands were cut off, his legs were cut off, his head is not cut off. His head is there along with this body, but no hands, no legs. He's in the blood. He's in the pool of blood, in the muddy water. He's in the pool of blood. At that moment, he chanted that mantra which you just heard from our dear Vamshila Swami. He just chanted that mantra at that. I was just thinking about that person at that. The Vamshila Swami was chanting. I was just thinking about that person's consciousness. Because what kind of person is he? What kind of consciousness is that? Is it not fully free from this bodily consciousness and then fully dependent on the Lord? Jayadeva Goswami was completely dependent on the Lord. Jagannath was his next door. Jagannath was always sitting in his heart. He's fully convinced. Actually, Jagannath personally came and told him, you get married to this girl. That kind of a personality, he speaks directly to Jagannath ji. Actually, Jagannath ji made the match between him and his wife. Supreme Personality of Godhead making matches for his devotees. Because Lord is very happy doing that. Because why? They're very sincere, very dedicated. Their life is just to please the Lord. Their life is just to please the acharyas. That's the whole conception. Now, coming to Arjuna's lamentation, no, Arjuna's lamentation is there for a reason. That means there is a problem, is trying to react to that problem. Just like we have a hand, we try to react to this hand. For example, there is a problem. Then we try to fix the problem, fix the hand by rotating, by revolving, by doing this, that, so many other things. But if there is no problem, do you go to a physiotherapist? No, you don't go. There's no reason for going there because everything is good. As and when the problem, then only you begin to work on it. That means this actually proves that you're not this. If there is no problem, you're okay to stay with this. Let's say somebody is waving the hand from the wall, outside the wall. Person is behind the wall, but you don't see the person, you just see the hand. He's just raising the hand. Now, the moment you go and then hold the hand, only the hand is coming. There's no body to it. What do you feel? Feel rejected, right? You might run from that place because it's not natural. It's something different, right? There's only hand. There's no body. What do you feel with that? That means if this thing has to be in full. If it is little empty, we cannot perceive. Please understand. If this body is there, but there's no consciousness in it, do you talk to that person? Do you sit next to the dead body? No. Or do you stay with the dead body for like weeks and years? No. Why? Because dead body is not natural. Why? Because there is no soul in it. Now Krishna is telling you, you should give importance to that soul. Actually, to be honest, we are actually giving importance to the soul only. But we don't know that we are giving importance to the soul. But we are giving importance only. You see that person, you call that person with a name. Vamshilas Prabhu, he came. It's a person. Subhailas Prabhu, Subal Gopal Prabhu, he came. It's a person. Sushilpa Mata is a person. They're coming. What are you doing? You're indicating there's a person. That means when you call them, they're responding. Now, who is responding? Is his hand responding? Hand is not responding. The pain behind the hand is asking us to turn towards the hand. Please understand. The pain behind the hand. From where the pain is coming? It's coming through consciousness. Now, through that consciousness only, you are actually turning towards the hand. Otherwise, you don't turn. There's no point turning towards the hand. Example, there is no reason to turn. Do you turn? There's no reason to check your hair. Do you always go and check your hair like this? There's no point. When there is a reason, you do it. Now, who is driving that reason? Is that not consciousness? That consciousness is given by the Lord. Now, through that consciousness only, you will be happy. Through that consciousness only, through senses, you are getting happiness, but it is not the dead senses which is giving you happiness. It is a consciousness which is driving the senses is giving you happiness. Krishna is telling, why are you lamenting for that which you are not supposed to lament? Is that not a fair statement? It is a fair statement. But we should understand, we should come to that state to really understand that this is normal. This is not abnormal, dear world. Entire material world is telling this is abnormal to the words what Krishna is telling right now. If I take this shloka to a socialist, he says, Krishna is what is this Krishna? What is he speaking? Ashoshan, Anvashoshan, Prajna Vadansha Vachase. Or I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't lament. I shouldn't have grief. I shouldn't do this, that. What is happening here? No, that is a problem, right? But if a person is really on that plane of consciousness, what will he understand? He'll feel that, wow, this is a perfect statement. This is for me. But if a person doesn't have this understanding, what will he tell? He'll tell something else. This is not right. Something else is right. Only a person with a subtle consciousness can perceive the depth which is driving behind this body. That is why that's the reason they don't attach to this body. Not just their bodies, not only their body, but the body of others also. They're not attached to it. Why? Because they understand. The soul is there, that's why this person is walking. If I have the power to remove the soul from that particular person, then the body will dead fall. It will fall right away there only. If the soul is removed from that body, the body doesn't have a value. It will rot in few days. That means our existence has no value. Our existence has value because soul is present in this body. Now, this is the reason why Krishna is saying, why are you lamenting? If you don't kill them, tomorrow they'll die. And what is that dying? Nobody is dying here. The body is changing. You're not dying here. Only the mere body is changing. You're not Mataji, you're not Prabhuji. Who said you're Mataji? Who said you're Prabhuji? You're not. Now, when we have this right understanding, we don't see any of those things, any of the fancy things of this world. If a woman has small clothes, we don't see that. That's not my business. In the movies, they wear small dresses. We don't see movies only. That's not our thing. Because what is that movie showing? Forecasting. It is forecasting that I'm this body. It is forecasting that you are this body, he is this body, she is this body, everyone is this body. As everyone is forecasting or seeing every other person as body, that's when they are getting happiness through those bodies, which is a dead matter. That means everyone is getting happiness, so-called happiness in this world through the dead matter. The husband wants to get some happiness. It's not the sense of his wife. A husband should get happiness through chanting of Hare Krishna, through Shravana, through Smarana, through service, through Pada Sevana, through Atma Nivedana. Husband, the person, will get happiness through that. And then the wife will see, when she sees husband like that, she will also get happiness just by seeing the husband. Because she will also come to that plane. They'll realize. Through association, they'll realize, this body, what kind of happiness we are getting. When we closely think about this, dear devotees, you get only 5 minutes happiness, 10 minutes happiness. That is the whole point why Krishna is Ashoshan Anma Shosha. Why are you lamenting? There's a reason why Krishna is telling this. Because Krishna is orchestrated, is designed this material world like that. For example, Krishna is giving, I'll give another example. Let's say through the senses. Right now, Krishna is orchestrated in such a way that only if you eat one gulab jamun, you'll get happiness. Let's say you get 10 gulab jamuns, do you get happiness? You get dejected with gulab jamuns. We don't get happiness. That means it is a design of the Lord. Krishna is designed our consciousness. Our consciousness is designed in such a way. Our body is designed in such a way. There are some bodies which can eat 100 gulab jamuns also. But our body is not for that. Krishna can make those bodies like that. Krishna did not. Why? There is a reason for that. Why? Because he said this body is meant for higher purpose. Why are you worried with this lower happiness of eating this gulab jamun, which will give you little sense, pleasure to this tongue? Is it benefiting you? It's not benefiting. It's not benefit. Actually, it is forgetting us our real identity. Now, that is the whole point why Krishna is stressing on this point a lot, which is very important. This shloka is the most important thing. We need to understand the heart of the Lord. Why Lord is speaking to Arjuna like this? Now, if we feel nicely, Lord is speaking to us also like that. Srila Prabhupada is speaking to us also like that. He's telling, why are you lamenting for that dead matter? Why are you lamenting? You don't have to lament. It's very important. That means protecting that is also dharma. But above that dharma is the words of the Lord. Please understand, because he orchestrated this dharma. The dharma is not controlling the Lord, Lord is controlling the dharma. Please understand. That means Lord's words are superior than to this dharma. Dharmasu tattvam nihitam guhaya. That means that transcendental wisdom is been actually being given by the Lord. Please understand. If that is known, then we will realize this truth. Now, up until this point of time, when the jiva is giving more importance to this deha, the jiva will never realize why am I chanting this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. The jiva is giving importance to this deha. The jiva can never understand that I am Jivara Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. The jiva will never understand. Why? Because jiva is not in that state. He's not working on that state. That means the first statement of lamentation is itself a problem. Because that problem is evolving another problem. But that problem is not solving the real problem. Because what is this lamentation telling? This lamentation is telling Arjuna to quit his dharma. This lamentation is telling Arjuna to take up sannyas. Sannyas should be taken, but not in this way, giving up one's dharma. Now, all of these things have to be addressed, right? That means one problem is giving what? Another problem. Now, that is a whole point. These problems after problem, it's a loop. And that overwhelmed the consciousness of Arjuna fully. Just like Jiva, we are also overwhelmed in this world through our limited consciousness, through a limited understanding. That's why we tend to suffer in this world. Due to that reason, practicing sadhakas, they try to keep everything in their life and then they chant Hare Krishna. Why? Because they don't want to come to the state of pure devotion. Why? Because this pure devotion is, is something which is directly descended from the Lord. Cannot perceive that. Why? Why that cannot be perceived? Because that is not completely free from offenseless. It's not free from offenseless chanting. That's what Srila Prabhupada said. If one comes to offenseless chanting at least once, at least for a short period of time, that short period of time is his eye opener. At that moment, you will understand what exactly the spiritual life is. If the sadhaka doesn't come to this state, he will never understand how I should give up the sense pleasure in this world. He will never understand how I should give up this so-called pleasures and happiness of this world. Because he has never experienced that spiritual level. Because he's chanting with his offenses. The chanting is not with offenseless. That's the purpose. Offenseless chanting only leads one to spiritual plane. At that moment, he'll understand what real happiness is. At that moment, when he understands what's real happiness, then he will not go to this low-level happiness in this world. Get what is it is very important. For example, even though it's back and forth happening, there will be time in your life where you'll never go back to this so-called happiness in this world. Because at that moment you realize because you're getting higher happiness. That's what Srila Prabhupada is telling. Now, the sadhaka should come to that state. Otherwise, what is the point of chanting Hare Krishna? To come to that plane, na? I remember when I first came to Krishna consciousness, I heard in this class that if you want to take up this Krishna consciousness nicely, then by hook or crook, you should come out of this offensive chanting. Never put any Vaishnava down. Never put any person down in your heart. If you are putting down in your heart, that person, immediately you're chanting the offense. You can experience that. Ever, never put anyone down. To take association, you should choose persons. But after choosing, you should not find offenses. Please understand. Our entire life should not be in that state. Should select, then let's move forward. Should leave that devotee also to what he's supposed to do. That's not our business. Just like we are independent, he is independent. Just like what we can do, he can also do so many things. Or he might be busy, we might be busy, so many things. Because he's in a different state, we are in a different state. So we never put anyone down. And not only that, one should be free from these materialistic inabilities. If you are filled with materialistic inabilities and then chanting Hare Krishna, that will also not give satisfaction. Very important. These things we need to address. We need to check our heart on this. We should become free from this lamentation, which Arjuna is becoming. Arjuna, within few moments, he'll become free. Why? This is a deep connection with the Lord. Immediately after hearing from the Lord, it comes to this internal energy. This is the power of association, power packed association. This we need to pursue. We need to think more about this. We need to understand this more. Correct. Let us stop here. Anyone would like to add anything? Like to share? Please understand this is very important. What Lord is telling here is really pleasing to the heart. Why? Because he's telling you're not this body, you're spiritual. Why are you worried so much? I'm there. I'm there. Don't worry. What this is very interesting also. For example, you're supposed to live for 80 years. It's already destined. And there's a problem in between you can. You know you live for those many days. Even though you don't know you live for those many days, but if you understand you're not this, then why do we worry for that? We don't worry for that. We just try to keep this body healthy. Why? Because to practice Krishna consciousness. That's it. We shouldn't get sick. If we eat more only, we'll get sick. I haven't seen a person eating less becoming sick. The person becomes sick through a lot of thought process. That means consciously he is worried about something. That is the core reason of why becoming weak, why becoming ill. Because he's thinking so many things. He's in a state of anxiety. Now, pure devotees, they are also in anxiety. Anxiety for what? Because Jiva should take this truth of Krishna consciousness. If these personalities are not taking the truth, then it's a problem. Pure devotee, Rishi Prabhupada was very anxiety. Why? Because he wants to spread this mission of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati talk to everyone. Now, this is the reason for his anxiety. Now, these things we need to understand. There are different realms here. That means everyone is working. Vaishnavas are also working. But everyone is working for themselves. Vaishnavas are working not for themselves, for the well-being of others. Not even for the well-being of others. Actually, they are working for the well-being of to please the acharyas. In pleasing acharyas, well-being of others is naturally there. Because pleasing acharyas means to be in the selfless plane. Selfless plane only will give happiness or satisfaction to the heart, not others. So we need to understand this. So we should ask, we should inquire, we should see what can be done. Why? Why this lamentation is troubling Arjuna? And then what words, what pacification, what? See, Krishna is not speaking some fancy words so that Arjuna will be happy. Krishna is not telling that's okay, Arjuna, don't worry. I know you have very intimate relationship with everyone. I understand your situation. It's okay, it's okay. Just do it once now. No, Krishna is not speaking like that. It's heavy right away, which is required. That's when Arjuna, it's a jolt for Arjuna. Then he's telling beautiful details. Then from next sloka, he'll begin speaking the philosophy of it. This is very interesting actually. Interesting. Correct. Anyone would like to add anything? Otherwise, we'll just stop here. Any questions? Like to share anything?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Mahesh.
Humble obeisances, Prabhu. All goes to Srila Prabhu. Prabhu, thank you so very much, Prabhuji. You beautifully explained, beautifully connected the shloka to that of offenses, and then the reason why we have to chant or why we are here, um, and then connecting it to the material world on uh, material desires. Basically the root on why we have to chant, or what is our existence, uh, how to get back to that existence. um, Many points, Prabhuji. Many points with my minimal remembrance, not able to recollect everything to share, but I just wanted to show gratitude and saying thank you, Prabhu. That's all I wanted to share. It's have to go back and listen the recording one more time. Not just one time, but yeah, many points, Prabhu. Thank you so very much, Prabhuji. Thank you so very much.
Actually, this truth is very powerful.
Yes,
It came from the Lord directly. Little awareness on that only is giving us happiness. What to speak of applying this fully in our heart? There's so much happiness actually. A lot of people are wondering where the happiness. Happiness is in Gita. Happiness is in the words of Srila Prabhupada. People don't know this. Very beautiful science. There's a problem actually. Problem is we don't understand who Srila Prabhupada is. We don't try to follow his words. We don't try to apply them nicely. We try to do whatever mind says. It's the greatest cheater actually. It's a great cheater. It will take us away from the words of the acharyas. It will tell us do so many other things. Do this, do that. So many unwanted things. It should be fixed up. It's like Lord is telling Arjuna, why are you lamenting for that? He spoke like 20, 30 shlokas. Lord chastised in one shloka. Bab. He says, what are you speaking? While speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worth of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. Because who is living, who is dead? Nobody is living, nobody is dead. We think that they are living, they are dead. This person is this person. Actually, every person is seeing the other person through material calculation. Oh, this person is America returned. This person has this much money. That person has this much. Oh, he is here. He has two sons. He has two daughters. Whose sons, whose daughters? Whose father, whose mother? We tend to fall in this category and then we miss the essence, actually. Essence of everything. The same child, after 20 years, will not be like that. He's changed. What is the change happening? The consciousness changed. The body also changed. He's not the same 1 year old child after 20 years. Will he behave like that? No. He'll study, he'll become an engineer, doctor. Have you seen your children? When they are 1 year old, you have been with them. When they are 20-year-old, you've been with them. You see the difference? So much different, gulf of difference. Where is that all coming? Did we trend anything to them? No. We have facilitated them. Everything is done. Everything is happening. God is taking care of everyone, every jiva in this world. Then for that reason, he's telling why are we lamenting? Why are we holding on to so many things of this world? So called so many things of this world. Actually, that holding is actually an obstruction in our spiritual life, spiritual journey. Actually, spiritual life is difficult to understand what this spiritual life is. Because first and foremost thing, to what Arjuna is telling, everyone will be there in that state, but nobody will come to this state. Nobody will come to the post-lamentation state of Arjuna. We're fixed in the pre-lamentation stage of Arjuna. That's why the lamentation will not go away. Because what post is coming is Arjuna is telling Krishna, you tell me what I should do. I'll just do it. No, that thing is difficult to do. Because everyone is in a different state. Because everyone has their own attachments and aversions. This raga, dvesha, I don't know how many lifetimes it will take. Very difficult. That has to come out. I'm talking to myself also. Should be free from all of those things. Should become sincere. That is the life actually. Otherwise, no matter where we are, what we do, well, the lamentation will not go away from the heart. Because it will, the pin prick, it will come again, 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 again. Again, we'll think, what am I doing? Should I continue this chanting or not? Is Krishna really Supreme Personality of Godhead or not? Is following the words of Srila Prabhupada is correct? And if this person is speaking, is he following it or not? He speaks every day. What's happening? Q Joda, why he left job? So many things. The mind is a fool actually. Doesn't know what he wants. It will bring so many things. Ye karo, wo karo, ye karo. Whatever it is saying, it will bring. Do that, do this, do that. That means it wants to enjoy, but it doesn't know how to enjoy. The natural propensity is to enjoy only. Jiva will enjoy only unlimitedly, but it doesn't know how to enjoy. Just like it's looking like a monkey. It's looking at different places. It has to be focal. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. That's why devotion means regulation. And regulation comes through relation. Because Arjuna's quest came when he came to Krishna. Because he has that relation, this feeling. If we feel that relation, that lamentation will be gone. But it depends. Because when we follow their words as is, the relationship will be established. Up until that point of time, we have to wait. We have to hear. After that, we hear. That hearing is a different hearing. Hearing is continuous. But after that, becoming free from lamentation, that hearing is very deep. Now, the same purport I might have read when I first came to Krishna consciousness, but today's reading is different. Or 10 years after, the reading will be different. If I continue to stay or take association with pure souls, the reading will be different. The understanding will be different. That means the faith is intensifying. It's a great shelter actually. A lot of people they are worried what's going to happen, what's going to happen to them. Nothing will happen. We are as is. Nattunetam jatanasam. Krishna is telling about the next sloka only. A lot of people are worried. क्या होगा कुछ नहीं होगा Will be as is only. Hare Krishna. I think I'll stop. And tomorrow I might not because I'm packing and moving to Ongole. So I'm going to Dham. So Ongole is my Dham. Different people have different Dhams. For me, Mayapur, Vrindavan, that's a Dham which I can't see, but Ongole I can see. That's a Dham for me. So every person is different. I'm also different. So every person has different taste. Some person like to eat dal, some they don't like to eat dal. Likewise, for me, Ongole is different. For you, Ongole is different. So, so tomorrow I'm packing and heading. I might not be available. So please continue your hearing and chanting and be sincere. Try to follow this total. That's all I can speak to next. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Vamsi Vaspavaji, for